Swiss superstar Johan Congolo and newly crowned champion Cedric Doumbé. It's Doumbé's first title defense since his shock victory over Nicky Holzken at Glory Collision, and he's guaranteed to bring mind games as well as muscles to Brussels. Congolo is hot off the heels of his contender tournament win at Glory 37 Los Angeles, and with a previous win against Doumbé, you can be sure of fireworks. Plus, action from the big men as heavyweight Goliath Jamal Big Ben Sadiq takes on Brazilian knockout monster Guto Inocente. Neither man fights for a decision, and Ben Sadiq is looking to increase his tally to 4 knockouts in 5 fights. And a 4-man featherweight contender tournament hits Russian newcomer Alexei Ulyanov against terrifying Thai Pechpangerong Kiatmukau and ex-champion Sergey Adamchuk against Nafi Belovsky. It's Glory 39 Brussels. We're in the capital city of Belgium tonight for Glory 39 Brussels at the Bourse National Arena. Kicking things off, a 4-man featherweight contender tournament which sends the winner on to face Roman van Roosmalen for the world title. In the first semifinal, power kick specialist Pechpangerong faces Russia's Alexei Ulyanov, a training partner of light heavyweight champion Artem Bahitov. In the second semifinal, former champion Sergey Adamchuk faces Belgium's Nafi Belovsky, trained by Glory middleweight contender Philippe Verlinden. The 2 semifinal winners then meet in the tournament final later tonight to determine who will come away with the title shot. Heavyweights collide in the main event. Jamal Big Ben Sadiq on home soil as he looks to end Guto Inocente's undefeated run in Glory. Both fighters looking to stake their claim to a world heavyweight title shot. And in the main event, Cedric Doumbé, who took the welterweight title from Nicky Holzken in December, makes his first title defense against bitter rival Switzerland's Johan Congolo. There's been a ton of trash talk between the two leading up to this fight, but now the talking is over and it's time to throw down. This is Glory 39 Brussels.
We welcome you inside the Bourse National Arena here in Brussels, Belgium. Todd Grisham alongside the former Glory welterweight champion of the world, Joseph Valtellini. We haven't been in Belgium in 5 years. In fact, it was Glory 2 that was held in this very spot. That was, 4 Glories before you made your debut at Glory 6.
Yeah, but this is also the birthplace of the man who got me into martial arts, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm sure he's watching right now, and what a main event he, along with everyone else, will get to enjoy tonight. Johan Congolo versus Cedric Doumbé for the world title, and this fight is scheduled to go 5 rounds tonight, but round 1 actually happened yesterday during the weigh-ins. Check out this stare down.
Yeah, Congo didn't like that hand in his face, and he came back and they pushed each other, and there was a lot of tension, so that built up the height of this fight even more, and I'm that much more excited to see this fight.
Even the corners getting involved, throwing punches. Being the brave soldier that I am, I headed for the nearest exit. As for Cedric Doumbé, he won the title back in Germany by beating Nicky Holzken, something that no one had been able to do in Glory.
Yeah, he came out saying he was going to beat Nicky, and everybody thought he was crazy, but he came out with this nice, tricky style and being very unorthodox. And you don't want to stand in front of Nicky, so he started using good movement, trying to fight him on angles, and did a good job at hitting and trying not to be hit.
And not only did Doumbé beat Nicky Holzken, he did it in front of 13,000 fans, the vast majority of them pulling for the Dutch Warrior.
Yeah, it was a big surprise for most people, but now he has a huge target on his back, and Johan Congolo wants to really take him out.
Johan Congolo from nearby Switzerland said that his fans filled up 2 jets to fly here for this fight. They will be loud, they will be excited, and there's plenty to like for Johan Congolo when it comes to his chances, considering he's already beat Doumbé twice before.
Yeah, so he has a lot of confidence coming in here with those 2 wins, but Doumbé is a different fighter, and since fighting Congolo at Glory 22, he's gone 16-1.
Congolo earned the right to fight for this title by winning a contender tournament back in Los Angeles Angeles. Here he is in the final, a bruising encounter against Kareem Ben Mansour.
Not only is a great kickboxer, he is now 6-0 in pro boxing, and he really showcased really high-level boxing against Ben Mansour, who was able to get on the inside, throw some good power punches, and eventually finish with some good liver shots.
So Yohan Kongolo won that welterweight tournament to earn a title shot tonight. Someone else will get that exact same opportunity here tonight in Brussels as we have a featherweight contender tournament and 4 very solid fighters will square off.
Well, you have to look at the 2 favorites being in the featherweight tournament is Petpanamurung Kiatmukau, as well as former champion Sergey Adamchuk, but you can't count out Ulyanov and Bilinovsky.
And don't forget about Alexei Ulyanov, who does fight out of the same gym as the light heavyweight champion of the world, Artem Vahitov, who's here in attendance with a broken hand. We wish him to get back well soon. Now, when you think about big boys in glory, they don't get any bigger than Jamal Big Ben Sadiq. He squares off against Guto Innocent in our co-main event, and Big Goliath is standing by backstage with little tiny Whitney Miller.
Jamal, in fighter interviews the other day, you seemed like a different fighter. You were more confident, passionate. Are you coming into this fight with a different mindset?
Exactly. Look, I have more experience, and I trained very hard for this fight, so the audience is going to see a whole other Jamal Ben Sadiq today.
Guto told us that he's faster and smarter than you. How do you respond to that?
I don't think so. Look, if he is faster and smarter, we will see today in the fight if he is smarter and faster.
You also told us that if you win this fight, you have your sights set on fighting Rico Verhoeven. Do you have a message for him?
I have a message for him after the fight. Look, there is no one left. I fight everybody now, you know, and after the fight, I have a message for him.
All right, we look forward to it. Let's get the party started with Tim Hughes.
Are you ready?
The world's best stand-up fighters descend on the center of European culture in beautiful Belgium for Glory 39 Brussels, complete with a 4-man featherweight contender tournament and 5 rounds for the Glory Welterweight Championship of the World. All of our bouts tonight sanctioned by the International Sport Kickboxing Association in cooperation with the BKBMO. Brussels, Belgium, are you ready for glory? We begin with the first of 2 tournament semifinals. This TAFNet Cup champion comes in on a 3-fight win streak. Here is Alexei Ulyanov.
Well, Joey is making his Glory debut, but brings in an impressive 21-2-1 record. He has 7 knockouts. And he said, listen, I know Glory is the highest level. This is very important for me. I also know I'm an underdog, but I'll use that to my advantage. People don't know a lot about me. I will shock them.
Yeah, and he comes from that great team from Kuzbass Gym and from Russia, the same team as light heavyweight champion Vahitov. So he does come from good experience, and although he does have an impressive professional record of 21-2, he does come with over 100 amateur fights.
This WMC lightweight world champion beat Stanislav Ranita at Glory 35 Nice in his Glory debut. He is Petpanamurung Kiatmukau.
When I say Petpanamurung has been training for this since he was basically a baby, I'm not exaggerating. Says he started training at 7 years old, and he's known Muay Thai his whole life. That's all he knows. I asked him, was he excited to be in Belgium? He said, no, I hate traveling, but I want to win gold. I want to win money, and to do that, I've got to win this tournament.
He wants to be an international superstar, like some of the other famous Thais like Buakaw, Yotsenklai, Sidichai. So he's on his way to become that international superstar. And he came from a Glory 35 making his debut, and he looked impressive using 1 kick that left kick to shut down his opponent's output. It's interesting to see if he's going to use that same strategy tonight.
Here is the tale of the tape. It's Thailand versus Russia. Pechpanemarung versus Ulyanov. Pechpanemarung, 21 years old. Ulyanov is 28. And Joe, it's hard to have as much experience as a Muay Thai fighter. He has nearly 200 professional fights.
Yeah, it's crazy to see, but as I mentioned on Ulyanov's walkout, he does have over 100 amateur fights, so that is a lot of experience regardless the way you look at it. And Ulyanov does have more experience in kickboxing rules, so that can kind of help him out in that disadvantage.
Here are the glory rules for tonight's tournament. 3 3-minute rounds. If you were knocked down 3 times in any round, the fight is over.
Let's take a look at the glory scoring system. Tonight, 5 judges will look at the score using the 10-point must system. Scoring is based on knockdowns, damage, clean scoring strikes with an emphasis on spectacular techniques. And if there's still no clear advantage, judges are looking at aggressiveness.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this tournament semifinal is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He is a Russian national champion and brings with him a record of 21 wins with 2 defeats, 1 bout scored even, 7 career knockouts. He will make his glory debut tonight. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, 1.76 meters. He weighed in at 142.5 pounds, 64.6 kilos. Fighting out of Kickboxing, Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Alexei Ulyanov. His opponent is a 4-time national Thai champion in 2 different weight divisions. His professional career amazing. 154 victories with 35 losses, 2 bouts scored even, and 25 knockouts. At 5 feet 7 inches tall, 1.71 meters, he weighed in at fight time at an even 142 pounds, 64.4 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Thailand, ladies and gentlemen, here is Pechpanemarung Kickboxing. Your third man inside the ropes, the referee, Paul Nichols.
Gentlemen, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Touch gloves if you want. Break.
Alexei Ulyanov is dedicating this performance to his 4-year-old daughter, Uliana. So it's Uliana Ulyanov, and she's watching Daddy right now. Here we go. Kickboxing wearing the white gloves, Ulyanov in the black.
And the first thing you see is that southpaw, Pechpanemarung, and that's what makes him very dangerous, is that left kick from his southpaw. That's what shut down Renita Stanislav in his Glory 35 debut. That one left kick was enough to win him that fight in dominant fashion.
We've all heard the saying, it's better to practice 1 kick 1,000 times rather than 1,000 kicks once.
That's my favorite quote from Bruce Lee.
Ulyanov comes into this fight as the decided underdog, but has dreamed of being here. Saw Artem Vahitov's success fighting out of the same gym. He wants to be a champion as well. No better chance to prove your skills and your worth than in a contender tournament. Nice kick followed by a straight right there from the Russian.
The main thing for Ulyanov is to see how he reacts to that southpaw kick. He's going to have to try to counter right back.
They're wearing the exact same shorts, just in reverse color. And it was Ulyanov who beat Pechpanemarung to the punch that time.
So for Ulyanov to be successful, he really needs to try to get this fight into boxing range, and it's something that Pechpanemarung and his team are really working on, is developing his boxing, but I feel Ulyanov could have the advantage in that range.
And plenty of praise from Sidichai, the Muay Thai lightweight champion who defended his title successfully against Dylan Salvador. He said Pechpanemarung is better than me.
Yeah, he's one of the most talented fighters coming out of Thailand.
Petch Panamorong started fighting as a young boy. In fact, said he would fight 3 times in one night at 3 different venues and would make a total of $6. But he said at the time that was more money than he knew what to do with. $6, 3 fights in one night.
Yeah, and that's what from such a young age. And he's ended up he wants to do what Sidichai is doing, where he can make enough money internationally to help support his family back home.
Oh, and a high kick from Petch Panamorong, and you can see the welt on the right side of the head of Ulyanov.
Yeah, that's what Panamorong's gonna do. He's gonna keep mixing levels with his kicks. Hit the body, then change. Go to the head, go to the leg. You have no idea what level that left kick's coming to.
Ulyanov was doing very well until that moment. And now it's Petch Panamorong who's pushing forward.
Ulyanov landed 2 good knees there, really trying to catch Panamorong as he comes in.
Of course, leg sweeps like we just saw are not legal in Glory. They are in Muay Thai. Here's more now on our featherweight contender tournaments. 39 Brussels and a chance to fight for the vacant featherweight title against #1 contender Ruben van Roosmalen. In the first matchup, new signing from Russia, Alexei Ulyanov takes on Petch Panamorong Kiatmukau. A warrior in and out of the ring, Petch Panamorong is a soldier in his native Thailand and will be looking to dominate again in his second Glory fight. And in the second, Ukrainian Sergey Adamchuk takes on local hero Napi Belovsky as he looks to reassert himself in the division and climb back to the top. 4 men enter the ring, but only one can emerge triumphant. It's the Glory Featherweight Contender Tournament. Fight! Round 2 of a scheduled 3. Petch Panamorong versus Alexei Ulyanov out of Russia. How'd you score the first round, Joe?
Well, it's going to go 10-9 Petch Panamorong. He's doing most of his damage with his left kick. But near the end of the round, Ulyanov found success with those knees. So he might want to continue that, and he's doing a good job at when he feels that left kick is coming, he circles out to his left to try to take some power away from that kick. But there's that knee again, he keeps landing.
And there's the left kick that keeps landing, and just a big snap. You can hear it echo throughout this arena.
And there's always big controversy around those body kicks, and we saw a lot of that with Sidichai versus Robin van Roosmalen, where Sidichai kept throwing that kick, Robin was blocking them off his forearm, and some people count them as scoring, others count it as blocks off of Robin's arm. So it's interesting to see how the judges score arm kicks.
Ulyanov, I don't believe, can win a kicking contest. Am I wrong?
Well, he has to do something, and I think his best weapons are going to be his boxing, and it seems like those knees. Because Panamorong really crashes distance after that kick because he doesn't really want to stay in that boxing range. So he comes in, and Ulyanov doing a good job at timing those knees. But I'd like to see Panamorong mix levels with those kicks. Just as I said that, he went to the inside leg.
Ulyanov said his biggest advantage in this tournament is that the fighters simply don't know me. But we've learned pretty quickly his knees are his best weapon. Nice left hook for Ulyanov.
There's that angle to the left as Panamorong kicks. That's taken away a lot of the power from Panamorong's left kick. And as he's angling out, he's throwing that left hook that seems to be landing.
If you're unfamiliar with Glory in these tournaments, the winner of this fight will fight again in about 45 minutes against the winner of our other semifinal, which is coming up next. So you have to try and preserve as much energy as you can, but not at the expense of winning the fight.
And that's where I feel the Thais have a good advantage. With Panamorong having so many fights, his body develops this type of hardness and being able to take a lot more damage. So I feel tournaments do give the Thai fighters the advantage.
So 1 round to go as both fighters again put their fists to the air as if they won the round definitively. Let's get to know these two fighters a little bit better. We'll start first with Petchpanemarong.
Petchpanemarong, again, his favorite move, and you can't really, there's nothing really else you can't see. It's that left kick that keeps doing the most damage, and it's that southpaw advantage where he's going to keep mixing in his left cross and his left kick. And he's coming off a prestigious 8-man tournament win, so he does have tournament experience as well. Where Ulyanov, it shows that his stance is a southpaw, but he is fighting orthodox, and he likes to counterfight, and that's what he's doing. He's going to have to really counter those left kicks. And he has that experience come from Kuzba's gym, as the same gym as Artem Levin and Artem Vahitov, who's sitting right behind us.
And there is the world heavyweight champion of Glory, Rico Verhoeven, sitting next to the president of our company, Pierre. They're enjoying this fight. Hopefully we can talk to Rico a little later during that heavyweight bout between Jamal bin Sadiq and Guto Enisic. Joe, how do you have it through 2?
Well, I'm still going to give the advantage to Petchpanemarong, but that was definitely a better round for Ulyanov, where I think some judges could actually give him that second round, but it's definitely a close second.
There are 5 judges ringside. You need at least 3 to win the round. So Ulyanov may be in a situation where he needs a knockdown here in round 3.
And now this is where Ulyanov has changed to southpaw. He's trying to take away that southpaw advantage that Petchpanemarong has.
That is a sweep. It is not considered a knockdown in Glory rules. Ulyanov, you can see, getting a little more confident now. Perhaps feeling he might be behind on the scorecards, needs to step up his aggression.
I'm interested to see how he's going to box and use his kicks as a southpaw. But Petchpanemarong can't coast. That second round was pretty close in my opinion.
Which stance would defend those left kicks better for Ulyanov, southpaw or orthodox?
Well, by Ulyanov going southpaw, you got to think most fighters are orthodox fighters, so southpaws are more used to fighting orthodox fighters than southpaws. So I actually like that Ulyanov's fighting southpaw right now.
Overhand left from Ulyanov. You can see the redness on the left side of the body of the Russian. But he is landing more punches, certainly, than Petchpanemarong.
Seeing how successful he is as a southpaw, he should have changed earlier.
Public warning, holding, stepping. Okay. Last warning. Timing. Fight.
A minute to go. Our first semifinal of our featherweight contender tournament.
It seems like Petchpanemarong only wants to box now. He still should be throwing his left low kick.
Both men let that one fly, and they both missed. Break! And the corner of Ulyanov yelling and screaming. Be active, let your hands go.
Yeah, in my opinion, he needs to really put some pressure on in this last 25 seconds. Because if he won that second round, it's going to come down to this last 20 seconds.
15 seconds to go. The first 2 rounds were close. Joe gives the edge to Petchpanemarong.
But this third round seems to be all Ulyanov. Changing to southpaw really shut down the kicking of Petchpanemarong.
Was it too little, too late for the Russian? Alexei Ulyanov making his Glory debut. Both men feel they won. Who's right? That answer when we return. Here are highlights from this opening semifinal.
And it was the early advantage for Petchpanemarong, really doing a good job at landing his left kicks in that first round, mixing levels with it. Round 2 became a little closer. Ulyanov was finding a little bit more success with his boxing, was able to land some good shots back and forth. But in that third round, Ulyanov came in as a southpaw, which seemed to slow down that left kick of Pepanamorong. So it's very interesting to see who took this fight.
Here are the strike stats. Punches, 39-12, the edge to Ulyanov, but kicks just as lopsided in the other direction. Strikes absorbed, body shots, Ulyanov primarily from the left kick. And to the head, 37 strikes absorbed by Pepanamorong. Who's advancing to the final? Tim Hughes has that answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of tournament action, we go to the judges' scorecard. And our 5 judges seated ringside score them out this way. 4 of them seat about 30-27, the other 29-28. All for your winner by unanimous decision. And now advancing to the tournament final, Pepanamorong Kiatmukau.
There you have it, the Thai fighter Pepanamorong Kiatmukau, now 2-0 in glory and advancing to the featherweight contender tournament final.
So here's our updated bracket. Ulyanov is out, Pepanamorong is in. But whom will he face next? Will it be Sergey Adamchuk or Nafi Bilalovsky? Still to come, 2 of the biggest boys we got. There's the 290-pounder Jamal Bin Sadiq. He looks to beat down a man who's unbeaten in glory, Brazil's spectacular Guto Innocent. But up next, our second featherweight tournament semifinal. Former world champion Sergey Adamchuk looks to return to the top, but standing in his way is Belgium's own Nafi Bilalovsky. Our second semifinal when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, we next turn to the other half of our contender tournament bracket and about scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. This kickboxing standout is ready to step onto the world stage tonight in front of his Belgium fans. Here is Nafi Bilalovsky.
Nafi Bilalovsky, his head coach, maybe a man you've heard of, Joe, Philip Verlinden.
Yeah, Verlinden's a man who's fought many times in the glory ring and one of my favorite guys to watch because he's active and constantly in your face and being able to mix up styles. So that's what you're kind of gonna see with Bilalovsky. He's good, likes to press the action, and what's very impressive with him, he does come with a 70% knockout ratio.
We love knockouts here in glory, and we seem to get them more often than not. Bilalovsky making his glory debut. He has a 70% knockout ratio, 12 wins by KO. And when we spoke to him the other day, Joe, he seemed determined to get number 13 against Adamchuk.
Yeah, but Adamchuk is going to be a tough fight for his glory debut, but he seems confident and comes from a good team.
He won his first 5 glory starts and last appeared at Glory 33, New Jersey. Here is Sergey Adamchuk.
There is the former featherweight champion of the world, lost his title to Gabriel Varga, has not had a chance to win it back. And Joey had to deal with the tragic loss of his brother in the Ukraine. He's had several months off, but now he's back. He says he's refreshed, he's 100% and ready to get his title back.
After losing to Varga at Glory 32 Virginia, he had to fight in another contenders tournament at Glory 33 New Jersey, unfortunately losing to Giga Chikadze. So he has lost his last 2 fights, so he's motivated to make his title run again.
So here are the statistics, the tale of the tape between Sergey Adamchuk and Nafi Bilalovsky. A slight reach advantage and a 2.5-inch height advantage for the Ukrainian.
The biggest difference between these two is the professional fight and the glory fight experience for Adamchuk, but you can't help but look at that knockout percentage, which is actually 71%, but 7 glory fights for Adamchuk, all at the highest level in the division.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this tournament semifinal is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, this rapid-fire Dutch-style kickboxer brings a professional record of 17 wins with 4 losses. But 12 of those 17 wins come by way of knockout. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, 1.68 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at an even 142 pounds, 64.5 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Belgium, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Nafi Kalishnikov Bilalowski. His opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, making his 8th Glory appearance. Trained in Muay Thai and Russian Sambo. His professional record, 33 wins with just 7 losses, 14 of those wins coming by way of knockout. At 5 feet 8.5 inches, 1.74 meters, he too weighed in at 142 pounds, 64.5 kilos. Fighting out of the Ukraine, he is the former Glory featherweight champion of the world. He is Sergey Adamchuk. And your referee in charge of this bout is John Axwood.
Fighters, I want a clean fight, so obey my commands. Stop is stop, break is break, okay? Yes.
Bilalowski comes in as a replacement for Anvar Boynazarov in this featherweight tournament. And how about that phone call? Hey, you get to come to Glory. Awesome. You're fighting former champion Sergey Adamchuk in your debut. Go get him.
Yeah, but you can't say no to that opportunity. And with his record and his style, that's what he needs to really press this action and not let Adamchuk really establish his distance and momentum.
We talked to Mike Passner, the legendary coach for Sergey Adamchuk. He didn't seem too concerned about this fight for his protege. Thought Adamchuk would be able to win this fight handily. What makes him so confident, Chuck?
Well, it's that experience that he has, and he's able to adapt really well, and that's what makes Adamchuk such an intelligent fighter. He's got good movement, good angles, but he can also sit in the pocket and exchange power combinations, which it looks like he's going to do in this fight. And it looks like he's using his kicks a little bit more. He's focusing on hitting the back leg with Bilalowski's back leg with that low kick.
Break, step back.
Big Mike continuing to yell, hit the back leg.
Adamchuk had no qualms with fighting in a tournament, loves the 2 fights in 1 night style. That Eastern European mentality, just tell me what to do and I'll go do it.
Bilalowski landed a good...
Oh, there's a head kick.
Landed a good inside hook, but those kicks of Adamchuk are doing a lot of damage. As an orthodox fighter, you're not really used to fighters hitting your back leg, and your leg's not as conditioned back there. So those low kicks are going to probably add up and do a lot more damage.
Downstairs and upstairs, switching levels. Adamchuk going downstairs again.
Those low kicks to the back leg are really going to slow down the output of Bilalowski.
You can hear Mike Pastor imploring Sergey not to wait, to press the attack. They'd love to get Bilalowski out early. That's more rest time. Another head kick, followed up by a 1-2.
This was the Adamchuk we saw early on when he first came to Glory. He brought a lot of good pressure and good power style fighting. A lot of his fights he's been watching and learning a lot of boxing, so we saw him use a little bit more outside fighting, but this is the Adamchuk I like to see.
And a lot of people who've been Glory fans for a while won't forget Adamchuk's debut. Took a fight on 24 hours notice at Glory 22. Moved up a weight class to fight Murat Grigorian and was able to beat Murat. A stunner of an upset. And since then, Sergey Adamchuk has gone on to win a world title and can become a #1 contender tonight if he wins this tournament. That's the end of round 1. Now let's take a closer look at Glory's rules.
Glory Kickboxing is the most action-packed fight sport on the planet. Legal strikes are punches, kicks, and knees. Regular bouts are 3 rounds. Championship bouts are 5, and each round is 3 minutes of action. Outfight your opponent for 10-9. Knock them down for 10-8. In a normal bout or tournament final, 3 knockdowns in 1 round or 4 in the entire bout, and the fight is over by TKO. In a tournament semi, 2 knockdowns in 1 round or 3 in the entire bout, and it's all over. Or you can just knock your opponent out. Sweeps, elbows, and grappling are not allowed. Clinching is okay if you follow up with a knee. Glory rules are designed to bring non-stop, fast-paced stand-up action. To find out more, go to glorykickboxing.com.
So here we go, round 2. I would assume you had the first round for Adamchuk.
10-9 Adamchuk. Interesting to see what Philippe Verlinden had to say to Bielowski between rounds.
Yeah, what's your message to him if you're in the corner?
Well, I would say stay outside a little bit more. Try to use your movement. Don't be a standing target, because Adamchuk really has to come in and step a little deeper to attack that back leg, and he's using a high shield defense to block the punches but counter with that low kick.
Don't let him go on the outside.
There's some good offense for Bielowski.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. Try to be a little bit more active. I would say use straight punches, because at least this way it keeps Adamchuk at a further distance and harder for him to find that back leg.
You saw total strikes landed almost identical. It just seems like Adamchuk has been the boss in there.
He's a little bit more active, and he keeps pressing the fight, and that's what Big Mike keeps calling for. Keep pushing the action and looking for that low kick.
Usually you don't hear Mike this vocal. He wants that low kick, and he wants more of them. He's yelling, continue, go downstairs.
He's almost done. He's almost done. Where's the hook from the outside?
Another good strategy for Bielowski would be circle to the left a little bit more. Try not to walk in to that low kick.
Hook from the outside.
And you could see how, a punch on the break. You could see how Bielowski almost anticipated that body kick, putting 2 hands down to block it. Maybe that's a chance that Sergey fakes low and kicks high.
Oh, he's already started. He's landed some good high kicks on the outside, but mixing the inside leg, body, and head, he's got to use that southpaw advantage.
Break, step back. 1 minute to go.
Perhaps too much too soon for Bielowski, thrown into the lion's den, so to speak, here against the former champion.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
He's still got a little pop in his punches, though.
Yeah, he keeps countering back, but Adamchuk's staying really tight defensively, not really working too much of the punches, but he's trying to find that back leg. He's using his punches to set up that kick.
All right, step back.
Half minute to go here in round 2. Scheduled for 3.
20 seconds.
This is a good example of how effective low kicks can be to slow someone's output down, especially the boxer.
So another good round for Sergey Adamchuk. Let's learn more about the Ukrainian former featherweight champion of the world. He does train at Mike's gym in Amsterdam.
Yeah, he does have a lot of training, and Big Mike always says he's one of those fighters that constantly studies. He's learning, and you can tell because he has a law degree outside of the Glory ring, and he brings that intelligence into the ring as well. Bielowski's known for that forward pressure and that good boxing, but he's not able to showcase that tonight because those low kicks keep adding up. And we see an experienced corner with Philippe Verlinden, as well as Verlinden's father, Let's see what instructions they're giving him in order for him to maybe try to finish this fight.
And the winner of this tournament will fight Ruben van Roosmalen, an interested observer here tonight in Brussels. And you know, it's interesting, Joe, you mentioned that Sergey Adamchuk does have a law degree. I asked him about that, and he said the only reason he got it is because his parents made him do it. They didn't want him just to be a fighter, so he got a law degree. And now here he is fighting on a global stage. Nice head kick.
Yeah, he's starting to mix levels.
Oh, and a head kick there from Bielowski.
He's got to give some back himself. If he's going to eat one, give one right back. Make sure he counters a little bit more quicker, maybe with his kicks.
Every time the referee yells break, it seems like Adamchuk gets a late shot in there. Has not been warned yet. Uppercut connects from Adamchuk.
So Bielowski knows that low kick is coming, so he's bringing that block up. So Adamchuk's being a little bit more cautious throwing it now. And especially having one more fight after this, he doesn't want to take a knee to that shin.
The winner of this fight will advance to face off against Panamarung, who beat Alexei Ulyanov in the first semifinal. A minute 40 for Bielowski to find some magic here. Duck that head kick.
Bielowski keeping a little bit more distance, but this is not where he wants to be. He needs to stay out of there.
I was going to say Bielowski's done a little bit better defensively, but he's got to do better offensively if he wants to win.
Well, it's more of like, let me survive the low kicks instead of thinking about his output. But if he gets too active, that's when Adamchuk has an advantage. So those low kicks are slowing that output down.
Adamchuk 5-2 overall in glory.
Looks like Adamchuk is coasting this round, trying to stay fresh for the finals.
Bielowski now throwing some kicks.
This is where Bielowski needs to take advantage. If Adamchuk is going to try to coast this round, maybe he can put together a string of combinations and score a knockdown or a TKO.
Adamchuk has never been knocked out in glory. Bielowski's pretty much going to have to be the first one to do it if he wants to win. There's a knee. Spinning back fist just misses.
Beautiful deep step low kick.
Oh, and Bielowski with some spectacular offense that just missed.
Now he's putting constant pressure. He should have done this earlier on in this round.
And with that, a final kick that busted Bielowski open. The decision from our second featherweight contender semifinal is next. By knockout last time against Simon Marcus in an outstanding fight. We all expect the same, or at least the same type of excitement. I wouldn't say the same result, but the same excitement next month in Denmark. Here's highlights of our second semifinal, Adamchuk versus Bielowski.
Well, it was a lot about that left kick of Adamchuk, really looking at using his boxing, trying to set up those low kicks, and he did a lot of success with it in the first two rounds, but Bielowski started blocking a little bit more, making it a little bit more difficult for Adamchuk to land those kicks. He had his best round was his third round, but Adamchuk was still too much for Bielowski to handle.
Here are the final statistics, and they're pretty even, especially in rounds one, or actually just in round one. Rounds 2 and 3, not nearly as close. Let's send it now in to Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 tournament rounds, we once again go to our 5 judges seated ringside, and here are the totals. All 5 scored about the same, 30-27, a unanimous decision for your winner. Now moving on to the tournament final, Sergey Adamchuk.
Not much drama there, was it, Joe?
Nope, but it was still a successful win for Adamchuk using that low kick. So hopefully his shins are nice and fresh for the finals.
Most people predicted that we would see a Thailand versus Ukraine final, and that's exactly what we get. Petpanorang Kiatmukau and Sergey Adamchuk later tonight here on Glory. Still to come, the featherweight contender tournament final and the welterweight championship of the world, Doumbé versus Kongolo. But up next, it's the heavyweights. The Goliath, Jamal Big Ben Sadiq, looks for a title shot, but to do it, he's got to get past Brazilian Guto Innocent. That fight is next. Headed our way in just a few moments. We are ringside. Todd Grisham, Joseph Valtellini, and the heavyweight champion of the world himself. There he is, Rico Verhoeven, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Rico,
what's up, guys?
Not much. First things first, why do you continue to copy my haircut? That's what I want to know.
You just always look so nice, so I just want to stay looking like you, man. That's what we do.
It's okay to do. I appreciate it.
You ask for the Todd Grisham when you go to the hairdresser?
Of course, yeah. Get me looking like Todd. So,
hey,
do it.
And a quick plug, you can look like Rico with his haircut. You can also smell like Rico, too. You got your own perfume out now.
Perseverance, that's what we do.
All right. He's successful in and out of the ring. We're going to keep you here ringside to call the fight with us. Do you mind?
Sir, let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for the heavyweights, and about scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. His spinning heel kick knockout at Glory 27 in Chicago is still reverberating through the kickboxing world. Here is Guto Innocent.
Guto Innocent has not lost in Glory, and when he wins, Joe, he does it usually in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, he's a very big, mobile fighter, and to see a big guy move the way he does and throw those spectacular kicks the way he does, and he has a beautiful spinning kick knockout in his debut against Demorio Dennis.
How impressed are you by what this Brazilian has shown so far, Rico?
I love his style. I love his style and the way he's fighting, light-feeded and moving light through the ring, so that could be a problem for Jamal tonight.
Guto said he did extra stretching so his kicks could reach the Goliath's head.
This heavyweight giant arrives in Brussels on a 4-fight win streak, including a unanimous decision win over Ismail Lant last December. Here is Jamal Ben Sadiq.
6'9" and made of muscles here in Brussels, 290 pounds, and he's already fought a who's who of kickboxing despite being only 26 years old. He's beaten Ismail Lant, he's beaten Anderson Silva, and believe it or not, he has beaten Rico Verhoeven.
It's been such a long time, so I didn't even remember that fight.
It's such a long time ago, but he feels if he wins this fight, he should earn a shot against you next. What say you, Rico?
Cool. For me, it depends. Depends if he fights just as bad as he fought Ismail Lant. He's never going to get in with me because that fight was so boring. I almost fell asleep.
He is a tough critic ringside here, but he can be as the world champion after all. Here's our tale of the tape in the heavyweight division. No doubt about it here with these two big guys, 6'9", 269 versus 6'3", 251, Joe.
That height and the weight advantage goes to Jamal Ben Sadiq, as well as the power advantage, but Guto's going to look to use more of his movement, in and out, circular movement, and be a little bit more light to try to avoid that big power punching.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this battle of the heavyweight scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, this 5-time Brazilian champion is also a Pan American and South American champion. His professional record, 33 wins with 7 losses, 17 of those wins by knockout. He is undefeated inside the Glory ring. At 6 feet 3 inches tall, 1.91 meters, he weighed in at fight time at 251.5 pounds, 114.2 kilos. He's here tonight in Brussels, fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil, and moving up 3 to number 7 on the Glory World Rankings. Introducing Guto Innocent. Here now is his opponent, standing on the left and fighting out of the white corner. He made his debut in Brussels at Glory 2 almost 5 years ago. His record, 31 wins with just 5 losses, but 26 of those wins have come by knockout. At 6 feet 9 inches tall, 2.05 meters, he went in at 269.5 pounds, 122.3 kilos. Fighting out of Morocco, ladies and gentlemen, Jamal the Goliath bin Sadiq. And your referee in charge of this bout is John Axwood.
Okay guys, listen up. I want a clean fight, so obey my commands. Break is break, stop is stop. Okay? Any questions? The club.
You talk about 2 contrasting styles, Rico. What do you expect to see in this fight?
I expect definitely, of course, from Jamal going for the big knockout, and Innocent, like he always does, move around, light, and that should be his style. Moving around, light-feeded, and keeping Jamal.
Whoa!
Oh, he has to watch out for that. He has to be more like hands up, because he can't have his hands so low versus a guy like Jamal with so much power.
They're actually trying, Team Hemmers is trying to control that power of Jamal bin Sadiq, so see if he can set it up a little bit more than just getting overly aggressive with it.
And Jamal should watch out with that left hand so low, because if Guto just throws that spinning kick, it's gonna come over that hand and he's gonna get hit.
Not only is Jamal bin Sadiq a big man, he's got a huge heart. He is a cancer survivor and hopes to inspire cancer survivors around the world. He has a big heart, a really nice guy, but in the ring, he is a monster.
You see how tight he is? Jamal is really tight. He should be a little bit more loose as well.
Guto shakes that kick off.
Guto needs to be careful not to be a standing target. He's got to hit and move a little bit. Don't stand in those corners.
That's right, Joe. Definitely not in the corner, because he can't get out now. Throw that spinning back kick and get out.
Jamal has promised to be more patient, but is he being too patient right now?
Well, I can see him being a little bit more active with punches, especially that jab.
Oh, a big body shot from Jamal.
You got to look at every time Sadiq throws that kick, he does damage because he's so big. So he needs to kick a little bit more himself.
And you see the impact that he's making on Guto with those kicks. So he should be keep doing that. But
especially from when Guto's in that southpaw, and if I'm Sadiq, I'm throwing that body kick.
Yeah, then it has the full power, the full range as well.
Sadiq.
You see the movement of Guto that's making Jamal nervous, especially in the corner. He's moving, and then Jamal just hesitates of coming in.
And Rico, I think many opponents lose the fight before it even happens. The intimidating size and stare down from Sadiq.
Yeah, but I don't feel like Guto is intimidated. He just loose. I even think he's too loose with his hands so low. That's dangerous. Good front kick.
It might be a strategy for Guto to try to hold off in the first round. Try to maybe slow down that power, but
he tried to take down there.
Not sure why Guto's getting comfortable in those corners.
No. He's definitely not impressed with the power, I believe, of Jamal. But
so round 1 went by pretty quickly. Jamal certainly got the better shots in, but not that huge, overwhelming right hand that we all thought we would see at some point. Joe, let's look at your keys to victory in this fight.
Well, as Rico and I were saying, for Jamal bin Sadiq, he really needs to try to use his power and really try to establish and control the center of the ring and try not to wait too long, be a little bit more active and keep mixing those kicks on the outside.
But you see that Jamal is not really comfortable with Gudo's movement. And he's moving, he's throwing those feints, and that's why Jamal is hesitated of coming in.
Well, Gudo should be using his movement, but he is getting a little bit comfortable in the corners for my liking, but he needs to keep using those feints like he's doing, try to keep Sadiq kind of guessing what's coming.
Definitely. He should score a little bit more as well.
Based on size alone, you would think that Guto would have the edge the longer this fight goes, but Jamal has been pretty, hasn't been too active with the right hand. He's been saving his energy a little bit.
That's the problem with Gudo now. He's too comfortable. He's waiting too long, and he should be making those combinations and just score points.
Gutos did extra legwork for this fight. In fact, he posted an Instagram video where he was pushing a car up a hill in Brazil. Said that's standard course for us down there in Brazil. So if he can push a car up a hill, he can certainly push Jamal bin Sadiq around a little bit.
See, Gudo just landed a good low kick. That could be a good shot for him. But he just has to be careful because that's going to set up the nice right hand for Sadiq.
Jamal was able to see that one coming.
Yeah, he should try to feint it off first and then throw the spinning kick or do something. But waiting this long and only throwing single shots is not gonna take him to the win.
Spinning back fist connects, but you got to put your hand higher if you want to hit him in the face.
That's for damn sure.
Well, Gudo's other option is to try to get on the inside and fight head-to-head with him, but that's kind of hard because I think he's still intimidated by that power.
Well, at some point, Gudo has to make a decision. Am I here to survive or am I here to win?
Yeah, you're here for a fight, guys. Come on. And what's up with Jamal? Why is he waiting so long? If he's not intimidated by Gudo, just waltz him down, you know, just keep walking in. Nice overhand.
A little more activity now from the Brazilian. But like you said, he's got Gudo back in the corner and lets him out.
Be careful with your
He should throw a combination first or something. Do something first before he throws the spinning back kick because you see it coming from miles away. Why is Jamal waiting? He's in the corner. Come on, do something.
He needs to kick. He needs to mix his punches. Even a nice solid low kick for Sadiq. Try to shut down that movement of Gudo.
Yeah, or like we talked about in the first round. He threw that like that
There's one.
That's what the one we were talking about.
Every time he throws it, he does damage.
Yeah.
Set it up maybe with some straight punches. Stay active.
You see Gudo slowing down, trying to take down sometimes.
And another kick from Jamal. 10 seconds to go here in round 2.
All single shots. They both see all shots and actions coming, so knockout is going to be very difficult in this situation.
Here's a look at highlights from round 2. That left hand connected, Joe.
Yeah, he's doing a good job when he throws, but just not enough. And Gudo needs to be careful just jumping in there like that. If he's going to jump in or spin like Rico was saying, he needs to set it up with a more combinations, not just that single shot right out of the distance.
Rico, if you're in Guto's corner, what are you telling your fighter right now?
Hey, it's all or nothing now, because I think Jamal is slightly ahead because of the pressure he's giving, but in the end, he's not scoring too much. Yeah, it's so close. Like I said, it's pretty boring again.
Well, if you look at the fight metrics stats, Sadiq has only landed 12 power shots in 2 rounds and Gudo only 8.
You train 8 weeks for a fight like this. You put your heart and soul into it. You've only got 9 minutes to get it done. And right now, neither fighter seems to be willing to take that risk, take that big chance. Let's see if it happens here in round 3. Only 3 minutes to go in this heavyweight fight. Jamal Big bin Sadiq and Guto Inosinc.
Like the movement that he's doing is perfect, but he should do he should get his advantage out of that. Look, that's good. And then he's in, combination, pop up, and get out again.
He did throw some good low kicks at the end of those punches, so maybe that can do some damage against Sadiq, but
both these men undefeated in their last 4 Glory fights.
Somebody's gonna lose tonight. And the way it's looking now, it's gonna be Gudo. But just slightly, but
it's basically coming down to the 5th scoring criteria, which is aggressiveness.
Yeah.
And Sadiq definitely has the advantage controlling the center of the ring.
Well, Rico, who do you think deserves to fight you next for the world title if you could pick your opponent?
Oh, it's difficult, man. For me, I had the feeling I fought everybody, but like if Jamal with his big mouth wants, he can get it. Oh, nice low kick. You saw the impact of that one. And it wasn't even, it was just body weight. It wasn't really explosive, just he threw it and you saw the impact it had on that leg. So he should throw a few more of those.
So you've seen nothing from Jamal bin Sadiq that would worry you at all if you were to fight him?
Nothing. Not his speed, not his power. If he's already scared of Gudo's movement, how scared is he going to be in my movement?
Jamal being a little more active.
Yeah, that was a good jab from Jamal's side.
I like when Jamal throws straight punches and then mixing some kicks.
Gudo just doesn't seem to know what he needs to do, and Jamal seemingly thinks, I've got this fight won, so why do I have to do anything?
Nice, that was better. Look, that movement is perfect, but get out of there and throw some combinations. It's all or nothing now. If you want to win, at least.
Yeah, he has to start putting some combinations together. In my opinion, I'd go punches to low kicks because Sadiq keeps exiting, and it's a perfect time to land that low kick.
Yeah, no doubt. And what you see is that Jamal is only throwing single shots. So Gudo knows that, so he should make a combination of 2 or 3 and score some points and get out. Then he knows Jamal's gonna only throw 1 single shot and get in again.
Couple good jabs from Sadiq. The crowd imploring the big fella to let it go. 10 seconds left here in round 3. Give us a fight, gentlemen.
Too late, guys. How happy can you be with a victory like this? Come on.
Well, we'll see if indeed Jamal bin Sadiq did enough to win. The decision when we return.
Definitely gonna step in the ring then.
Make sure and check out GloryShop.com for the latest in Glory gear, including new hats, shirts, sweatshirts, and sweats. It's time for Glory. It's all available now. GloryShop.com. Use the code WELCOME10 and get 10% off your entire order on GloryShop.com. And make sure you check out Glory on all things digital. Some of the great Rico Verhoeven fights available on our YouTube channel as well as on Facebook. All your fights are great though, right? Even the ones you lose, they still look good. There's not many of those.
Definitely not. And you don't want to miss them, so you gotta keep checking them out. And they're only getting shorter and shorter every time.
So is Badr, did you send Badr Hari a get well soon card after that fight?
No, not really.
No?
No.
Well, hopefully we see you guys in the rematch sometime soon.
Oh, that would be so nice. How great would that be?
And it was a great environment. What an experience to fight in front of that crowd in Oberhausen.
Yeah, that crowd was so amazing. It was electrifying. So
Todd and I had an opportunity to talk to Big Mike on our podcast, and he says those are the fights that we need to take kickboxing to the next level.
That's without a doubt true. So those fights, those are the fights that people want to see. And that's the thing I want to do with this sport. I want to bring it to the next level. And I think that I'm doing that, you know, with collaboration with new big brands, with Spotify. I got my own Winners Workout playlist over there. So if you're looking for a great workout music, check it out. Winners Workout by Rico Verhoeven.
All right, let's check out our highlights from this heavyweight co-main event. Jamal Bin Big City and Guto Inicic.
Well, there wasn't too much action in this fight, and a lot of shots were being thrown as singles, but it seemed that pressure and the aggressiveness of controlling the ring and constantly coming forward would have given Sadiq the advantage. Guto was trying to move and fight on the outside, but I still think he was a little intimidated by that power, which slowed down his output.
Here is our fight statistics, strike stats, not a lot to talk about. 29 total landed from Bin Sadiq and only 16 from Guto Inicic. The official decision now from Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of kickboxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. Our 5 judges seated ringside scored the bout 30-27 all. A unanimous decision for your winner, Jamal Bin Sadiq.
Let's go into the ring now. Whitney Miller trying to track down our winner, Jamal Big Bin Sadiq.
Jamal, congratulations on an incredible performance tonight. I know you were looking for the knockout. You didn't get it. How do you feel about it?
I feel very good, but you know what I want, yes? I have said yesterday, I want Rico, man. I waited too long for this. I beat him once, so where is Rico? Come into the ring, man, come. I waited too long for you.
Zou je anders moeten vechten als dit?
Ja, geen probleem, dan ga ik het anders zeggen.
Rico.
Je hebt 29 acties gemaakt in heel de wedstrijd.
Ik keer 3. Ik win ze. Ik keer 3 win ik.
Dat is wel zin.
We zullen zien wat ik kan.
We zullen zien. Nee, je kan krachttraining doen wat je wil.
Fuck you, jij met krachttraining.
Gaat niet helpen.
Gaat zien wat ik voor jou ga.
Gaat niet helpen. Badder doet het niet. Jij doet het niet.
Fuck Badder, man. Wie is Badder, man? Wie is hij?
Ja?
Fuck hem, man.
Niemand doet het niet.
Fuck jou. Je gaat zien wat ik voor jou ga.
All right, guys, all right. Rico, how do you feel about this matchup?
For me, this isn't even a challenge. People saw this fight. How boring was this fight? I almost fell asleep. It was 29 actions in a full 29 actions.
Fuck him, you know. I beat him once. It's nothing. He told me, hey, give me. He told me, Badr did this, Badr did that. I am not Badr, man. I am knock you once. I was a little boy. So tell the audience.
What was the problem tonight then? You couldn't even knock him, get him in the corner. He was in the corner standing all night. So where were you? What were you doing? Were you scared of him? Oh my God! Oh, but this is so exciting. This is what kickboxing is about, man. We're making a fight, and let's make it happen, man. I'm ready for this guy. I'm ready for any guy. But if he wants it, let's do it. We got this.
Thank you, guys. Who's excited?
All right, so perhaps we'll see it next. Rico Verhoeven and the Goliath, Jamal Bin Big Bin City. And hey, Rico's got a point. Jamal had a chance tonight to really put an exclamation point and really make people want to see him fight for the world title. Did he do it in your opinion?
Well, it wasn't a dominant performance, but still a win. Still moves him up the rankings. And Rico beside me looked at me and says, you better not say anything about me. So I think Rico was prepared to jump in the ring and make sure he shows his dominance in the heavyweight division.
Well, they hope, or at least Bin Sadiq hopes to fight for a title. Cedric Doumbé will defend his later tonight. The welterweight championship of the world is on the line. Doumbé versus that man, Johan Congolo. So much bad blood between these two. They almost threw down yesterday at the weigh-ins. They do it for real tonight. But coming up next, it's our final from the featherweight contender tournament. Pechpanarong Kiat Bukau out of Thailand versus the former champion of the world from Ukraine, Sergey Adamchuk. right, here is the updated bracket as we get ready for our featherweight contender tournament final. Kiat Mukau outlasting Alexei Ulyanov in his semifinal, and Sergey Adamchuk winning by unanimous decision over Belgium's Nafi Bilalowski. Let's look back at some of those highlights, and we start with Pech Panamarung.
And Panamarung started doing a good job at establishing that powerful left kick that he showed in his glory debut. Just kept coming forward, but it seemed like Ulyanov had the advantage in boxing, so that might be what Sergey Adamchuk's looking to do in this fight. Again, both southpaws, and it seemed like Ulyanov had more success when he was southpaw. So this rear low kick that made Sergey Adamchuk successful will not be available. But good job at Adamchuk, really dominating that fight. And he has one more chance to get his chance at the world title, but he has to beat the Thai Pech Panamarung.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to crown another contender tournament champion, and time for the final of the featherweight tournament here in Brussels. His punch-kick combinations had his semifinal opponent backing up. Here comes Sergey Adamchuk.
Sergey Adamchuk headed back to the ring for the second time tonight. Joe, a lot of things come into play here. You've been a part of a tournament. Not only does it come down to skill, but it comes down to cardio, and it comes down to how much damage you absorb in your first fight.
There's a lot of different variables in tournaments, and depends on who fought first, who fought second, how much damage, but both of these guys are very experienced, and this is not their first time in tournaments, so I'm sure they're both prepared.
This man outpaced his opponent with relentless Thai-style kicks to the body to advance to the final. Welcome back, Pech Panamarung Kiat Mukau.
I mentioned earlier when he was a young teen, he'd fight 3 times in one night in 3 different venues, so this should be nothing for Kiat Mukau. Or Kiat Mukau, excuse me.
He's also winning, coming from a tournament win in Thailand, which is one of the most prestigious tournaments. I believe it's the Thailand Cup. So he is very experienced in tournaments. He's experienced overall, but this is another southpaw, and just interesting to see how his left kick plays against Sergey Adamchuk.
It's the final most people expected, and we're about to see it. Here's our tale of the tape. That's Panamarung Kiat Mukau and Sergey Adamchuk. 21 years old. That's it for Kiat Mukau, but he's fought nearly 200 times. The 27-year-old Sergey Adamchuk will hold a slight reach advantage. The fatigue factor, Joe, plays a big part, but both men went the distance in their first bout.
Yeah, and it looked like Adamchuk was slightly more active, but I feel it's very close in damage from their first fight. They both had very tough 3-round fights, so we'll see what happens now.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this tournament final is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, he now runs his record to 34 wins with 7 losses, 14 of those wins by knockout. At 5 feet 8.5 inches, 1.74 meters, he weighed in at 142 pounds, 64.5 kilos. Fighting out of the Ukraine, he is the former Glory Featherweight Champion of the world. Here again, Sergey Adamchuk. His opponent fighting out of the white corner now with a record of 155 wins with 35 losses, 2 bouts scored even, and 25 career knockouts. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, 1.71 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at 142 pounds, 64.4 kilos. Back tonight fighting out of Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, here again, Pech Panamarung Kiat Mukau. The third man inside the ropes, your Glory referee, is Paul Nichols.
Gents, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Tournament final, so I expect you to fight like a final. Touch gloves if you want. Break. Judge. 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 Timekeeper.
It's the moment you fight your whole life for.
Ready?
A chance
Fight!
at a world title. Adamchuk in the black gloves. Pechpanamurung in the white.
Both southpaws, both very experienced. The advantage in kickboxing rules goes to Adamchuk.
And remember, Sidichai, the current lightweight champion of the world, said, listen, Pechpanamurung is better than me pound for pound. I expect him to win this tournament, and then I expect him to go on and win the title. High praise from one of Glory's best.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Pechpanamurung takes this fight, where I'm guessing Adamchuk's going to try to use his boxing a little bit more.
Adamchuk, who's very soft-spoken, but also very determined. In our fighters meeting, he was adamant that he's ready for another title opportunity. Nice jab that led to a right hand from Adamchuk. Adamchuk picking up the pace right from the get-go here, wasting no time.
And we saw Adamchuk's training partner and teammate, Myrtle Grunhart, have an impressive win over Tongchai. So they know how to fight these Thai fighters.
Myrtle Grunhart in attendance here tonight, just stopped by and said hello to me and Joe. Coming off a big win over a Thai fighter himself. And a nice 1-2 there from Adamchuk.
Pechpanamurung's trying to use his kicks to counter, which is a good job.
No clinch.
Joe, who do you give the edge to in this fight if you were forced to pick a winner? That's what I'm doing. I'm forcing you to pick a winner.
Wow. That's tough. Honestly, it's very tough, but I could give a slight advantage to Adamchuk just on the basis that I feel his boxing's a little bit more sharp.
And a right hand back, Pechpanamurung up. And now Sergey Adamchuk stepping forward, trying to make the most of this situation.
Well, Adamchuk's biggest advantage is in boxing, so I need to see if he's going to get in that range and start mixing up levels with his punches.
Left hand, a windmill-like left hand by Adamchuk. So if Adamchuk has the edge with punching, would it be to his advantage to get as close as he can to Pechpanamurung?
Pechpanamurung is experienced, so that's why he's going to constantly clinch on the inside. He's not just going to let Adamchuk box with him. He's going to clinch up and take away the hands.
A good opening round for the Ukrainian, Sergey Adamchuk, the first of 3 rounds in our featherweight tournament final. Whoa. And we look at our total strikes, Joe. Adamchuk landing 30, Pechpanamurung 27.
And it's showing, Fight Metrics is showing that Sergey Adamchuk is slightly more active and he's been landing well with his boxing. But at the end of that round, we saw Pechpanamurung land some good low kicks, so he's probably going to keep up with that as the rounds in the fight progresses. But I still have to give that early first round to Adamchuk.
There's the right hand that kind of sent Pechpanamurung backwards. A little bit off balance shot, but you could see that Sergey Adamchuk stepped up his aggression after landing that punch.
Yeah, he's got to use his boxing to try to shut down the kicking of Pechpanamurung. To me, this fight is about boxing versus kicks.
Round 2, 6 minutes left to determine a #1 contender in the featherweight division. There's that left kick that's become the favorite weapon of the Thai fighter. And Adamchuk just looks bigger and stronger in there right now.
Yeah, I don't think Pechpanamurung cuts too much weight, but he just ate a high kick from Adamchuk. There's that low kick Pechpanamurung started throwing at the end of the first round. I'm thinking that's his best shot.
Typically when a fighter tries to catch the kick, is that because he's reading the telegraph or the fact that perhaps it's hurting him a lot and he's trying to stop it?
So many different ways. A lot of fighters have something called sticky hands, so when kicks come, they automatically catch and counter. So it all depends, but good right hook from Adamchuk.
Certainly was. And again, when it comes to punches, Adamchuk is better.
But there's that kicking of Petpanamaru.
Kicks, it's probably the opposite. You can see the redness all over the body right now of Adamchuk. Nice push kick there from Cat Mukau, who's landed 19 total kicks compared to 9 for Sergey. Right hand, a slapping right hand, or left hand rather, from Sergey Adamchuk.
They're exchanging 1-for-1, punch versus kick. Adamchuk might take one kick, but he's going to deliver a punch of his own. And that's how you beat fighters who, these Thai fighters are really good. You can't let them establish their range and their outside kicks. You got to step forward and counter right back.
Both you. No clinching. Fight.
Try to catch and shoot with that, and then a takedown for Petpanamaru.
Not allowed to dump your opponent. You're allowed to off-balance him, but you need to throw a strike immediately.
Adamchuk with a nice combination. There's a quick right hand.
I'd like to see Adamchuk maybe mix in some uppercuts. He's throwing a lot of hooks. Maybe on the inside, a nice uppercut-hook combination, and then follow a kick of his own.
Should Petpanamaru go with more right kicks? It seems like the left, every time, Sergey is ready for.
Well, he's landing good low kicks, and he just needs to keep switching up levels, switching up which side he throws. Mix it up to the leg, hit the body, mix the head.
Look at the welts on Adamchuk's back.
This is definitely a better round for Petpanamaru.
You can see toe marks. That foot coming all the way around to his back and leaving an imprint. When you look at statistics this close, this fight is extremely close. Who'd you give that second round to?
Well, I'm going to give that second round to Petpanamaru. Landing, I feel he's doing a little bit more damage and landing more clean strikes with his kicking. Very close round, still could go either way, but to make this fight interesting, I'm thinking it's 1 round apiece.
As they say then, it all comes down to this. Round 3. 3 minutes between each of these fighters and a shot at glory gold. And the man, the winner will fight, Ruben van Roosmalen out of the Netherlands, chomping at the bit, waiting to get in there. I guarantee you, if they gave him the option, he'd step in right now and fight somebody.
Oh, he is, and you can see how focused he is. He's really keeping an eye on this fight, and be interesting to see what his thoughts are on this fight.
Round 3 now. Petpanamaru said the whole reason he's here is to win the gold.
Adamchuk just came in and threw a lead uppercut. Pretty sure Big Mike would have called for that.
And remember, both of these men fought a 3-round fight earlier tonight, so this is their 6th round of competition.
Let's see, it's Petpanamaru continually coming forward. Maybe he feels he needs to press the action in this round, which is a good strategy because this fight's very close.
And look at that, to the head, it's all Adamchuk. To the body, it's all Petpanamaru.
Constantly kicking and chopping away on that body of Adamchuk. But Adamchuk's not just gonna eat a body kick, he's gonna throw some head punches of his own.
Petpanamaru trying to do some damage with knees in the clinch.
Both of you. Both.
The last time we saw Adamchuk, he lost in a tournament. We'd hate to see it happen again.
Well, there seems to be a lot of clinching in this 3rd round.
Boy, he reared back and fired that left hand. Try to get the timing right.
Well, it looks like Petpanemarung is the one initiating the clinch, which I'm sure he may get a warning very soon from referee Paul Nichols.
There's a knee here in the clinch. Both men have to be getting close to exhaustion. Oh! Some spectacular offense attempted by Adamchuk. Did not work out.
Good head defense by Petpanemarung.
Good body kick from Petpanemarung, that time with the right leg. A minute to go. It's crunch time. A Superman punch from Adamchuk. Break.
This will be a very interesting 45 seconds of this third round. To me, it's still up in the air.
They exchange kicks down low. A punch lands for Sergey, and a body kick for Petpanemarung. Good effort from both these fighters.
It's a very high-level fight. When you have one fighter who's good at one weapon and the fighter who's good at the other, it's a very strategic fight.
Certainly a far cry from that heavyweight fight we saw, where I believe Guto Innocence may have landed 8 strikes. Sergey Adamchuk's landed 72. Kiat Mukau has landed 70. And this coming off of a fight earlier tonight for both of these men. And a left hand lands for Adamchuk. Both men feel they got the job done. Joe, who is going to advance to face Van Roosmalen for the title?
Well, I'm very confused, and I'm not even going to put myself on this spot for this one.
He's riding the fence. What a shock. The decision when we return. Let's jump right back into our highlights from our featherweight contender tournament final, Joe.
Yeah, and this fight was all about the boxing of Adamchuk versus the kicking of Kiat Mukau, which was a lot of back and forth combinations, both landing some good shots, both being active, both being countering back, both landing just as much, which makes this fight very difficult to score. I looked back at Robin Van Roosmalen after to see what he thought, and he thinks this fight could even go an extra round.
It was just that close. Let's look at our fight statistics, and it's pretty darn close. Look at that. 72 landed for Petpanemarung, 74 landed for Adamchuk. So it just comes down to whether the judges put more of an emphasis on punches or kicks. That's really what this boils down to.
Yeah, and it was the punches to the head for Adamchuk, and Kiat Mukau keep landing those good, solid body kicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of kickboxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here now are the totals from our 5 judges seated ringside. They scored this bout 29-28 Petpanemarung, 29-28 Adamchuk. And our 3 remaining judges, 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28, a split decision for your winner and now contender tournament champion, Petpanemarung Kiat Mukau. Here to present the Ramon Deckers commemorative trophy, our head of talent operations, Mr. Cor Hemmers, joined by our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. John Franklin.
Congratulations to Petpanemarung Kiat Mukau. What do you think of those scorecards, Joe? A couple 30-27s in there.
Yeah, I couldn't have seen a 30-27, and I kind of agree with Robin when I asked him an extra round would have been nice to have a definitive winner.
Sergey Adamchuk, he's already headed to Dodge, out of the ring, very frustrated. He is gonzo, but standing alone with a shot against Robin Van Roosmalen is the professor, Petpanemarung Kiat Mukau. Here's Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we have your attention here in the ring, it was brought to my attention that we have all of our Glory champions with us tonight. First, our light heavyweight champion, Artem Vahitov, is here in the ring with us. Our heavyweight champion, Rico Verhoeven. Our middleweight champion, Jason Wilness. And he'll be competing for the vacant featherweight belt. Former featherweight champion Robin Van Roosmalen is here with us. He'll fight for the belt again in the Netherlands coming up in May. Give them all a big hand if you can.
Guys, come together, please.
It's a who's who of glory. And Kiat Mukau with a chance to join those champions very soon. It seems like we'll be hearing from him and Roosmalen in just a couple months.
Yeah. And that's going to be a very interesting fight because it's kind of like a similar fight that Robin had with Sidichai. So I'm excited to see that fight.
And of course, just one champion is missing, and that is Cedric Doumbé, who we'll see next, defending his welterweight world title against Yoan Congolo.
All for your winner by split decision. And new glory welterweight champion of the world, Cedric Doumbé. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Yoan Congolo.
Boy, that was a nasty shot. Who do you think the judges will go with?
Buddy, I think this would go either way.
Yoan Congolo, the #1 contender.
Congolo gets another fight against current champion Cedric Doumbé.
Ladies and gentlemen, we turn to the welterweight division. 5 rounds for the Glory Welterweight Championship of the world. Beyond his impressive kickboxing record, this athlete also carries an undefeated professional boxing record of 6-0. Here is Yoan Congolo.
You won't find a more determined and confident fighter heading into a title fight than Yoan Congolo, and why not, Joe, considering he's already beaten Doumbé not once, but twice.
Yeah, he does have a lot of confidence coming into this fight, and he's also been working his boxing a lot. He's been training with Floyd Mayweather, improving his hands. He comes from a big karate background, so you'll see him mix in spinning attacks, and he's got a lot of power, and we really saw that against his TKO finish against Ben Mansour his last fight.
And another reason Congolo feels confident is that his 73-year-old grandmother, Eliane, is here, flew on a plane for the first time in her life, and he says, there's no way I'll lose in front of Grandma.
Whatever it takes, but Congolo is motivated. He's coming off those 2 big performance wins. He has a loss against Grunhart, but he feels that he has the advantage here being 2-0 against Doumbé.
Shocked the kickboxing world with a split decision win over Nicky Holzken in Germany. Here is Cedric Doumbé.
He is the class Crown Prince of Glory, and vows not just to knock Yohan Kongolo out tonight, but to do it with a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's a showman. He likes to build fights outside. Even with his fight with Nicky, he was putting all this social media stuff, the end of Nicky. Not only did he call them out, but he's backing it up, and that's what he does. He's going to talk trash outside of the ring, but he'll back it up in the ring.
And yes, Doumbé did lose twice to Kongolo, but Joe, you and I watched both those fights back this week, and it really could have gone either way.
Both of those fights were very close, but since the fight in Glory 22 Lille, Cedric Doumbé has gone 16-1, which is a very impressive record, and he's continually getting better, and it just showed that against Nicky Holtz.
And Doumbé likes to continuously fight, says, you know what, I hate training. I just want to get in the ring and fight. But now that he's the champion, Glory says, you're not fighting anywhere else except for us. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the Frenchman?
Well, I think it's a good thing, and he agreed that it gives him a little bit more time to prepare for fights, and hopefully he uses that time to continually get better. But he showed some impressive stuff in his last fight. He shows good movement, the ability to adapt, to fight outside, to pressure fight. He's all a well-rounded fighter, and I'm excited to see this fight.
Doumbé is listed as a -140 favorite over Kongolo, who has, as we mentioned, already beaten Doumbé twice. This is our tail of the tape for the main event. A slight, or rather a significant reach advantage for Doumbé, 6 inches over Kongolo.
And that's going to be a big advantage for him because he's going to want to keep Kongolo at distance and not get inside because Kongolo's vicious with his body punching on the inside.
Here's the fight metric report and our championship rules. We'll go 5 rounds, 3 minutes each. Punches, kicks, and knees are legal. No elbows, throws, or sweeps. 3 knockdowns in a round or 4 in the fight, and it's a TKO.
Let's take a look at the scoring system. 5 judges are scoring the bout using the 10-point must system. Scoring is based on knockdowns, damage, clean scoring strikes with an emphasis on spectacular techniques. If there's still no advantage, we're looking at aggressiveness.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. 5 rounds for the Glory Welterweight Championship of the world. Hailing from historical European allies with shared borders, there is no love lost between these two battle-tested warriors. This bout sanctioned by the International Sport Kickboxing Association in cooperation with BKBMO. And at the opening bell, your referee is Paul Nichols. From Brussels to Beijing, Glory Kickboxing fans are watching in all corners of the globe. It's time for Glory! Let's meet the challenger. He's the Glory Contender Tournament champion, also a 2-time Swiss and Euro-TV champion. His record, 64 wins with 8 losses, 46 of those wins coming by knockout. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, 1.78 meters, and he weighed in at 169.5 pounds, 76.9 kilos. Fighting out of Lausanne, Switzerland, ladies and gentlemen, Yohan Kongolo. Here now is his opponent fighting out of the white corner, a WKA world champion who makes his first defense of the Glory belt. His professional record, 65 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 39 of those wins by knockout. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, 1.77 meters, and he weighed in at 169.5 pounds, 77 kilos. Fighting out of Laval, Paris, France. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning and defending Glory Welterweight Champion of the world, the best, Cedric Doumbé. Once again, your referee is Paul Nichols.
Gentlemen, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? World title fight, I expect you to fight like a world title fight. Touch gloves if you want. Break. Judge. Timekeeper.
Doumbé did not want to make eye contact today. He certainly did so yesterday when they almost got into a fist fight at the weigh-in. Here we go. Fight number 3 between Doumbé and Congolo. This time, it couldn't mean any more. The world championship in the welterweight division is on the line. Doumbé in the white gloves, Congolo in the black.
And there's so many different variables. These guys know each other really well, but they both have improved so much since their last meeting.
And Doumbé with a nice exchange there. Congolo says that's a little low. Doumbé says no, it was not.
Doumbé's doing a good job at countering with combinations. It's gonna look like Congolo wants to get on the inside, use his power punching, but Doumbé is gonna try to use his angles and be that tricky, unorthodox style he did against Nicky.
Doumbé said he'd beat Congolo tonight and he'd make it look easy, and then after the fight would just simply say, I told you so.
Yeah, and Yves is already calling out Myrtle, and I know Myrtle wants this fight as well.
Myrtle Grunhard just won a contender tournament, and certainly we can't forget about Nicky Holzken. This is the first time in 18 months that a welterweight title fight has not involved him. The first 2 times these men met, it was a 3-round fight. This one's scheduled for 5. Who does the edge fall to in that regard?
Well, I think if Doumbé is able to stay relaxed on the outside, it could give him the advantage. But who knows, that pressure fighting from Congolo could really wear the gas tank of Doumbé down.
Chance of Doumbé here in Brussels. A bit surprising yesterday at the weigh-in. It was a very pro-Congolo crowd. That ruled a slip by our referee, Paul Nichols.
Very tricky style. I like the way Doumbé's fighting. He's kind of hitting and moving his head. He doesn't want to keep his head in one position against the power puncher.
Don't forget Doumbé with a 6-inch reach advantage here. The further away he stands from Congolo, the better.
I'd like to see him use his jab and his straight punches on different angles. Constantly keep mixing his stances.
Doumbé, only 24 years old, has accomplished so much, and this, his 71st professional fight. Congolo has been in the ring 72 times, 64 wins, 46 by knockout, and Doumbé scattering back towards the ropes.
Doumbé did a good job at mixing punches, but Congolo caught him. That's what he needs to do. Congolo keep mixing those counter punches.
Doumbé went down, but Nichols says, no, that was not a knockdown. But an exclamation point there from Congolo.
Yeah, and that made that round extra interesting because I had Doumbé doing a good job at really mixing up his strikes, being unorthodox until he got caught, but it looked like he was pushed back there more than a damaging strike. Different look at it.
Looked like their feet got tangled up, actually. And Doumbé has got his grill going. Where's the mouthpiece? Here's the current state of the division. Our welterweight rankings, Yohan Congolo #1, Nicky Holzken #2, Myrtle Gruenhart is #4 right now. Round 2, scheduled for 5. An entertaining first round. Quite a buzz here in Brussels in this arena. Both men fluent in French. A lot of trash talk coming from that language this week.
That unorthodox style, and that clipped the temple of Congolo.
That head kick has Congolo scrambling, and he tries to play defense by turning to offense, but Doumbé going in for the close here.
Doumbé needs to be careful for that counter punching.
The best moment of the fight so far for Doumbé, and a low kick sends Doumbé to the mat, but he's up quick. Congolo seemed to recover pretty quickly from that kick.
Yeah, it looked like he stumbled there a little bit, but in that exchange, he threw a counter punch and slowed down and woke Doumbé up. And that was a nice right counter punch from Doumbé.
And it seems like Congolo's body's still a little bit loose. And a nice counter right there from the champ. And again.
It's that unorthodox style that Doumbé throws. He mixes angles, switches stances, punches on different angles. Makes it really hard for pressure fighters to get inside and counter.
Congolo there's an uppercut.
Congolo switching stances. Could be from those low kicks adding up, who knows?
And usually it's Doumbé who gives us the nice European uppercut, but this time it was Congolo.
Constantly switching stances, making it very difficult for Congolo to find his timing and his distance. I'm wondering if those low kicks from Doumbé are adding up because Congolo keeps switching stances.
Got a knee there and another low kick. Doumbé spreading the offense around thus far. Still waiting to see one of those vintage uppercuts.
Seems like Congolo's best weapon is to counter punch, but he's waiting a little too long.
Right.
Doumbé mixing feints.
And some of that clowning from Doumbé.
And Congolo said that Doumbé constantly runs around. He doesn't want to stand and fight. But it's Doumbé that's doing the better job at moving and frustrating Congolo.
A definitive round there for Cedric Doumbé. And Joe, how do you have it after two as we look at our highlights? Let's see that kick to the head, right? Where's it coming? Well, we're gonna see a punch first, the right hand right on the ear.
Yeah, Doumbé's been landing a good job, doing a good job at landing that right hand early on in the round. But Congolo was doing better at countering early on, but as the round progressed, it seemed to be all Doumbé. But that was that nice, beautiful corkscrew uppercut there. Congolo needs to be a little bit more active.
According to these fight metric statistics I've seen, Joe, Doumbé has thrown double the kicks and punches as Joanne Congolo has, 123 to 63.
Well, you asked me earlier, but I have this fight 2 rounds to 0 for Doumbé. He's just more active, he's landing more, and he's making it very difficult for Congolo to do much.
This is a title fight. It will go 5 rounds if need be. Non-title fights in Glory are just 3 3-minute rounds. Another counter punch, that time a left there from Doumbé.
I'd like to see Congolo mix in body punches because Doumbé keeps moving his head backwards. That leaves the leg and the body open. So if Congolo starts mixing in some body punch, he can find more success landing to the head.
You've probably seen some Cameroonian flags here in the arena. That's because Doumbé was actually born in Cameroon, relocated to Paris with his parents when he was 9 years old. So several Africans making the trip here tonight to Brussels to cheer on the Cameroonian-born Doumbé.
Doumbé just slipped his head off and threw a right hand. Congolo staying in the southpaw.
It's amazing that Doumbé can stay so calm in the line of fire from Congolo. He's slipping those punches and not making a big deal about it, like that.
Yeah, he keeps slipping, he's moving. He's very slick with his head movement. That's why I'm saying Congolo needs to attack the body. And Congolo's staying southpaw because I really feel those low kicks.
That knee may have hurt Congolo. And now Doumbé landing some big punches. Congolo fighting back. And there's an uppercut. And another.
Congolo's back in orthodox. That's when Doumbé needs to go back to the low kick. There's Congolo attacking the body.
Another good round for Cedric Doumbé, and a head kick followed up with a right hand.
Good job at Doumbé mixing those knees.
A spinning back kick from Congolo as Doumbé feigns that it hurt him.
And then comes back with some punches.
Doumbé is certainly slick.
A slower round for Doumbé, a little bit better for Congolo.
Who do you give it to?
Well, that's the closer round of the fight. I think it's going to come down to who did the most damage that round, which I thought Doumbé did a little bit more damage, moving, landing a little bit more, but this was definitely a better round for Congolo. And there he landed a good right hand and then slipped off the punches. But he seems to be doing well when Congolo's in southpaw, taking away some of that low kick.
There was the knee, the left knee right to the jaw.
And if you look at damage, and that looked like it was one of the most damaging shots in that round, and that's why I'm giving Doumbé that round based on the damage he was scoring with those knees.
If Doumbé has indeed won the first 3 rounds, that means Congolo's going to need at least 1, if not 2 knockdowns here in the championship rounds of 4 and 5.
Well, I would tell you 1 and 3 were not as definitive for Doumbé. We've had some interesting decisions and numbers. Who knows what's happening in the judges' scorecards?
Doumbé's corner put water on him, but it's like he's coming out of a swimming pool. Both his legs covered in water, so are his trunks. And Paul Nichols asked that he be dried off a bit. You can sense the urgency now from Congolo. Has to know. Oh, and a left hand. Doumbé shakes it off again, but it did connect.
Doumbé's getting caught with his chin a little too high. You still got to be careful with those counter punches of Congolo.
Congolo does pack quite a punch, a 73% knockout ratio, and he might just need one of those here tonight. Total punches landed, Doumbé 41, Congolo 23.
Congolo's starting to pick up that activity.
And he's really starting to showboat is Doumbé. Can't be cashing the check just yet. You saw what it did to Simon Marcus in his title fight last year against Jason Wilness.
He needs to be careful. He's going to take that one shot that's going to make him question all that showboating and head movement.
And we will see that fight again next month in Copenhagen. Simon Marcus versus Jason Wilness.
I'm pumped for that fight. Good low kicks by Doumbé.
Inside low kick, nice snapping sound from Doumbé.
Heads up.
Good left hook to the body. That's what I was saying earlier. I'd like to see Congolo really mix in the body punching and low kicks of his own.
And a spinning left hand from Doumbé. Well, Congolo is running out of time if he's behind, and we think he is.
Well, he's getting frustrated, and it would be a bad idea for Doumbé to sit in the pocket and exchange. So Doumbé is doing a good job at frustrating Congolo on the outside.
Their first 2 fights were only scheduled for 3 rounds, so they're in uncharted territory here, round 4. Ooh. Cheap shot there, no doubt about it, from Congolo. At least it didn't land. Doumbé promised to win this fight with a smile on his face, and he is dancing, laughing, sticking his tongue out, having a good time, and it has been effective. You saw that from Congolo. And that's the good thing about boxing and kickboxing, basically any combat sport, Joe. If you don't like what the other guy's doing, you can punch him in the face.
Yeah, but that's why Congolo's frustrated, because he can't punch Doumbé in the face. And that's why he's frustrated, because Doumbé is doing a good job at fighting on the outside, being unorthodox. But Congolo is doing a better job at getting more active and punching and landing his punches.
So what's the message in Congolo's corner? He might actually be down 4 rounds to none.
He's got to put the pressure on. He's got to continue to go in, hit the body, and try to attack the head. Put the pressure on. Try to get Doumbé against the ropes, which has been a hard task. But he's got no choice. Put the pressure on.
Round 5, here we come. Just 3 minutes to go with the welterweight championship of the world on the line. Now, Congolo's 4-year-old son, Warren Kingston, predicted his dad would win by a late knockout. Let's see if Junior is right.
His son predicted the Ben Mansour fight.
He said dad would win with a body shot, and that's what he did.
There's that pressure that Congolo needs to bring, but there goes Doumbé and his trickiness, being unorthodox.
And Doumbé continues to jump backwards, laughing. And you can see on the face of Congolo, he's had about enough of this, but there's nothing he seems to be able to do about it.
Doumbé has the whole welterweight division after him. He got in Nicky's head. He got in Congolo's head. He even has Myrtle Grunhart wanting to take him out. So his antics outside of the ring are definitely working, and the way he fights on inside.
Time.
Yeah, Paul Nichols has got to get control here. Congolo threw a punch while Doumbé was on the ground.
Time. Both of you, stop messing around, adhere to the rules and fight. Do you understand? Do you understand? Time in. Fight!
Well, I think Doumbé's doing what he has to do. He's trying to frustrate him. He is being unorthodox. He's moving his head, avoiding punches, landing. It's Congolo's frustration that seems to be the difference.
Doumbé refusing to stand still for Congolo. But Congolo does have 1-punch knockout power, and look at the slickness of Doumbé.
Right. Fight.
And what can Congolo do right now, Joe?
He needs to just keep going on the inside. He needs to mix into body. Doumbé's, that's when he's most successful, when he's throwing those body punches. He's got to understand that Doumbé keeps moving his head.
Doumbé certainly is entertaining, if nothing else. His defense has been even more spectacular than his offense. But unlike boxing, you don't get scored on good defense here in kickboxing.
Doumbé landed a good uppercut.
40 seconds to go here. Does Congolo have that 1-punch power left in him? And can he land it?
It's those angles, the turning, is very slick movement. Good footwork, good head movement. Doumbé definitely thinks he won the first 4 rounds because he's coasting in this last one.
Fight!
10 seconds left. And Doumbé has this one pretty much wrapped up. He did it with a smile on his face. Congolo frustrated, but at least acting like he won the fight. It's hard to see how he did, though.
Definitely an interesting fight. I have to give the advantage to Doumbé for that slickness, footwork, and head movement. And he was a lot more active, and according to fight metrics, landed a lot more.
But you never know. The official decision coming up next.
Nicholas Larson hopes to bring home the bacon against tough Thai Yokupan Sitmonchai. Glory 40 Copenhagen, Saturday, April 29th. Don't miss it.
We're back here, Glory 39, Brussels, Belgium. The welterweight title fight is over, Joe. 5 full rounds, and it was Cedric Doumbé with most of the highlights.
Yeah, he was a lot more active. He seemed to do a lot of damage and was able to shut down that pressure style fighting of Congolo by using good head movement, good footwork, and he did a great job at frustrating Congolo, not giving him a chance to land any of those shots. It seemed like Congolo's best shot was going to the body, but he did eat a lot of counter punches. Good movement until those big knees by Doumbé in the third round. Then in the fourth, it seemed like Congolo was finding a little bit more success, but getting frustrated with that movement of Doumbé. And in the fifth and final round was probably Congolo's best round, but Doumbé just slipped everything, moved around, and he feels he's still the champion.
Here's our final statistics, and it certainly leans in favor of the champion. Round 1, 2, and 3, no doubt about it. They were equal in round 4 and very close in round number 5. Strikes absorbed, head and legs, not even close, Joe.
Yeah, he was doing a good job at counterpunching and landing good low kicks against Congolo, and not too much damage elsewhere from Congolo to Doumbé, but great fight overall and a lot of frustration on Congolo's side.
The official decision now, we turn to Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 championship rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard, and our 5 judges seated ringside. One judge scores it 48-47. The other 4 have it 50-45. A unanimous decision, all for your winner. And still, Glory welterweight champion of the world, Cedric Doumbé. Here to present the belt, Glory Chairman Pierre Onderon, along with our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. John Franklin.
Well, now, Joe, the question is, who can stop Cedric Doumbé, or at least who will get the first shot? Will it be Nicky Holzken, or will it be Myrtle Grunhart? Now to Whitney Miller with the champ.
Cedric, congratulations. That was a fun fight to watch. Were you trying to frustrate him out there?
Sorry, but first I want to thank my opponent. Even if I make a lot of trash talking, this sport still first a sport, and my first motivation is the respect, so I have a lot of respect for Yohan Congolo right there. Second, I'm so happy. I want to thank my family who is there, Johnny Banga. Yes, I'm very happy because I train a lot with my team, Abdoulaye Fadiga, the president, Ali Assebki, Karim Elayani and Abdallah Talbo. I'm very proud. I have one dedication to Shamima Betrian. His brother's birthday. His brother is dead now, and so go big up to your brother Shamima. Thank you.
It's very nice of you. Now we can think about Myrtle Grunhart. Tell us about that.
Sorry, but who is Myrtle Grunhart? I cannot remember who's this guy. Oh, you mean the guy who lost against me? Ah, respect to you, Myrtle. I don't know who you are, where you are, sorry. But maybe it will be epic, a second fight together. Why not?
Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to your champion, Cedric Doumbé.
Well, he wants Myrtle next. I'm sure Nikki Holtzkin won't be too happy about that. But either way, Doumbé onward and upward. Another fantastic performance.
Yeah, and it's that tricky, unorthodox style that these contenders are having a hard time dealing with. He's just very slick with his head movement, his distance control, his movement. Great job at Doumbé retaining his title and being that unorthodox style that's giving people problems.
His 66th professional win comes in his first ever title defense. Cedric Doumbé, and still the welterweight champion of the world. Want to thank you for joining us here at Glory 39 Brussels. For the entire Glory Kickboxing crew, including Whitney Miller and my broadcast colleague Joseph Valtellini, I'm Todd Grisham. We'll see you next month in Denmark for Glory 40.
Saturday, April 29th, kickboxing returns to Denmark with Glory 40 Copenhagen. It's the world's angriest title rematch as Simon Marcus goes all in for revenge against middleweight champion Jason Wilness. A four-man middleweight contender tournament brings the pain, and Danish superstar lightweight Niklas Larsson hopes to bring home the bacon against tough Thai Yokun Sitmonchai. Glory 40 Copenhagen, Saturday, April 29th. Don't miss it.